extremely comfortable. This is a true Grand Touring car. If you wanted to go across Europe, you would be able to do it in one go because the car, it lets you cover that distance so comfortably. You stop somewhere and immediately you get a gathering of people around you. It really does attract attention. We're talking a very, very rare car. Something in the region of 50 to 100 examples, and that exclusivity will be permanent.
This is the pedal box, and it houses the brake master cylinder and next to it the clutch master cylinder, but also has the mounting points to hang the pedals. First job is to refurbish the clutch master cylinder. So to take it to pieces, remove the circlip like that, and then take out the little plunger arm or piston arm there, and there's a lot more inside. So give it a tap. There we go. There's the next bit, and you can see there's one of the seals we'll be changing, and there's yet more inside. Here it comes. Right, it's a clean-up job for all those parts. Swap over the seals and then reassemble it. Once you've got the old seal off, it's just a case of spreading the new seal over the end of the little shaft, and then it just pops into place like that. Right, now that's together, we need to put everything back inside the master cylinder itself. So the first thing to go in is the spring, big end first, and then this little main seal. The flat-ended piston is next. Give that a squeeze, that pops in like that. And then a little bit of grease on the top there where the ball joint will work to help with that movement. And then the circlip, well, the washer, and then its circlip. And then finally, there's just the end cover that goes over the whole lot to seal it, like a dust cover. Right, job done. That can now go into the pedal box, because we can assemble that onto the pedal box on the bench. Then the whole lot can go into the car. While I'm doing that with Les, Pete Mate has got a little job. He's never, ever taken a tyre off a car wheel in his life, and I thought it was about time that little situation changed. I mean, for God's sake, he's been around 70 years and he's never done it. So, Pete, here's your tyre and wheel.
All right, got my spoons.
You won't do it with your spoons, mate. There's 2 tyre levers.
Right.
And a gadget that I'd like you to explain.
It's the bead breaker. It's the bead breaker that the AA used to use in the old days, this. I recognise it straight away. Right, here we go then.
So, stamp round with it.
Feed you. In there, lubricated. Right, so my lever. Move from the other and try and lift it. Oh, that's it. Oh, there you go. It's coming. It's coming. Oh wow! That'd be interesting.
Why?
Yeah.
Clearly,
yes.
There's something wrong with your mind.
I just thought it'd be amusing for the viewers.
At last, some peace and quiet. Now Pete Mate's turned the blaster off. But whilst he's been doing that, what I've managed to do is to get the pedal box in place, and the clutch and brake pedals are now in, all painted up, looking lovely. There are no new bits there apart from the seals that we've put in the master cylinders. What we're now doing is working on to add all the hardware for the braking system that we can then pipe together. Next bit we've already put in is the servo here. Again, this is the existing servo, came out of the car in a real state. Les has done a fantastic job with both silver and gold paints here to get this kind of anodised look, but this is all refurbished. The only new bit is the stainless steel mounting bracket there. So we've got pedal box on, we've got servo on. Next thing is to go down to the wheels, where we're going to start on the front and put the brake calipers on. That needs oiling, Les. Now, the thing is, you can sack staff, but it's always a bit embarrassing with friends, isn't it? Next job is to put on the caliper. caliper itself is the original unit, just cleaned up and then hand-painted, brush-painted. It's come up a treat. So that will just go on there like so, with a couple of bolts, but also a tab washer, which will lock them in place when they're all torqued up. Right. And while you're down there, we'll put on the new brake hose. It needs to go into the caliper end first. And finally, the pads, brand new pads, obviously, that are going to go in here. Before putting them in, I'm just putting some copper slip on the back of the pads to try and help prevent brake squeal. There's then a spring clip and this big split pin. Just squeeze the split pin through. Right, that's that done. Before I move on to the back brakes, time for a little fresh air. Now, I've come outside mainly because I don't want to have to tell Pete he's actually done a very good job indeed with the old wheels. He's blasted them. I've just put a coat of primer on, so we're ready to refurbish them. Now, these Rostyle wheels are absolutely classic for the era of my car, 1974. So they have the silver outers and then these sort of triangles of black on the inside. Now, I haven't decided exactly how I'm going to refurbish these either, whether I'm going to do it's kind of the professional route, which is to get them painted silver in an oven and then hand paint in the black, or I'm going to use one of the DIY kits that are available. This is one of them. You get everything you need in it, the aerosol paints, black and silver, but also enough of these little masks that are pre-cut to fit round those little triangles, so when you sprayed it silver, you can then mask it up to spray over the black bits. Having painted it primer, I'm now going to paint it silver, leave it for 24 hours, and then come back and spray the black on. Right, that's it. Job done. Don't tinker, leave it alone, and go and do something else. Back to the brakes, or should I say, the brakes at the back. Right, there is the rusty old brake drum. Reason we haven't painted this up is because there's a little bit of work we want to do on just skimming off on the lathe the rusty edge around here. So I'm going to put that aside for now, because we're going to do that in a second. What we're going to do here is just basically build everything up onto the back plate, which is all this gubbins down here. Brand new brake shoes, brand new wheel cylinder, everything else has been refurbished. So that's the adjuster in place, just do that up. And then we can work on the bit that I absolutely hate, which is trying to work out where all the springs go.